Okay, I'm working on some crown molding today because this kitchen, you see there's chair rail here, and there's at the ceiling there's more chair rail. That's supposed to be crown molding up there. That's not crown molding, that's chair rail, and it looks terrible. You can see it's also they use that for chair railing, and they use that for door openings like this as well, door casting. So I already got half of it off, caulked the nail holes, and I'm going to be putting some crown molding, some real crown molding, and not this chair railing, which makes the ceiling look inverted. To me it does look inverted. It looks like you should be walking over there because it almost looks like a baseboard instead of a crown molding. But yeah, that's what I'm up to today. Take that off. I'll put some crown molding, which is right here. It's I think 3.5 size. So alright, crown molding for all you people that have a little bit of dyslexia or just can't imagine this in your head like me. Inside corner, your cuts is going to be a V. Okay? Outside corner, your cut's going to be an A or an upside down V. Pyramid. Okay, this one's going to be like that. And Blanca, can you hold my camera real quick? Point it right here like this. Okay, so here's the A outside corner. Okay, outside corner. And then when you're going to do your inside corner, here's the V. Okay, inside corner is a V. Cut it V shape. Outside corner is the A, or an upside down V. I say A, it looks more like an A. Okay, so I was real confused on how to do the cuts because I don't know if I have dyslexia or it's just complicated. But again, here's your corner that you got to do. You're going to do an A cut, and then that gives you your corner, okay? And then your V cut gives you your inside corner, just like that, okay? All right, and it's that simple, and that'll go for any corner. See over here, same thing. V, and any corner and any outside edge, always going to be an A. So that's how I can, in my head, how it makes sense to me. Because when you want to cut it, you want it out, and you want the other ones in. But it's confusing when you think about it. You think, oh, how's that going to match up, right? But it just does when you get it at the angle that you need it. And when you cut this, you got to make sure you cut it. The way I've been cutting is upside down, and then towards the miter saw like that. So this crown molding I got at Home Depot. It comes in a pro pack. And it's like 5 of them for, I don't know, 65 bucks. Good deal. That's 3 5/8. But when you get this, when you go to cut it, you want to cut it upside down. And if you don't know, this little groove here is usually the bottom. Kind of looks like a quarter round. And this is usually the top. That's not to say you can't do it this way, you can, but it's just, most people know that this is the bottom. If you have like a Ryobi like I have, this is a 10-inch saw, sliding saw, well, you can see this backing is not very high, so there's not really too much space to lay this on there, especially when you start getting into the shorter cuts. You know, you can see I only got like this little lip here. It's a little better on that side. There's two lips, but yeah, it's kind of flimsy to cut it, and it's kind of hard to hold it there. So, I mean, when you try to hold it, I mean, if it goes a little crooked, because it's almost impossible to hold it there. It goes a little crooked, then your cuts and your miters are going to be all messed up. So when you go to put these together with another piece, it's just not going to line up. So I watched some videos on YouTube. There was a couple different videos of how to make you know, one of these, a little tool for cutting. And one video I watched, I think it was the guy, I forgot his name, but he had built it to go in there like this, and he was cutting it something like that. Okay, he had it, and I started to do it like that, and it was cutting too straight. It just wasn't working, for maybe because it's a 3-inch, 2-inch cut. On one side it's 3 inches, which is on the wall side. So let's say this is your wall, this is the ceiling. Again, you got 2 inches that it goes out, and then it's 3 inches down on the wall. So maybe that had something to do with it not working right. So I had to play around with it, and I finally figured out what works for me. And I had to go and turn the jig this way. Okay. Now if I have it this way, and the way I made this is just 12 inches long. It's 3 inches here and 2 inches here. So that gives me my perfect wall, because that's what it says. This particular crown is a 3x2. So that's what I did, 3x2, and I just brad nailed this together, and I put a little lip on it to hold it. So flip this over, and it fits right in there, just like that. And this is nice and flush here. I could have put a top on here too, and then probably just slide it in there from the side, but it's just easier for me to put it in from the top. And then just shove it right up on here. So even though there's just a high lip here, you got all this wall here to sit it up against. And then when you got to go to make your cuts, you know, it's easy to do. Just push that out, just like that, and then you can make your cut. So there's only going to be 2 cuts you do mainly, and that's going to be a 45 this way and a 45 the other way. And then when I gotta switch sides, I just, you know, put this one on the outside, make sure it's past that, and then just slide this over if I gotta do cuts the other way. Okay, so that works for me, and my cuts are coming out perfect. So it's a little jig that I made watching another guy do it, but like I said, he had him cutting it like that, and it just wasn't working with this particular crown molding. But I think in the video that guy had a 3-inch and 3-inch, which I guess maybe that's why this didn't work, but I don't know. But that doesn't work for me. I had to put it this way and cut it that way. So just a little tip, if anybody wants to cut crown molding and they're having trouble, this is what worked for me. There's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. And I used to think that meant like a kitty cat, like meow meow cat. But it actually means catfish. And I learned that on somebody else's YouTube channel. So anyways, that's how you cut the crown molding. Again, in the beginning of this video I told you the A-shaped is your corner, and your V is your inside corner. So remember that, because that's very important. You got to know, and you're also working upside down. So when you're cutting it, make sure you remember that to think of it this way first. And then what I do is I just like to pencil mark like which way it needs to go first. Like I'll put a little mark there with the pencil going this way or that way. So when I got it flipped over, you know, I don't get all dyslexic on me because it's upside down. I'll know which way it needs to be cut. Alright, installed crown molding here from wall to wall on this side. Came out real nice. And after I, well, what I did was I just used some wood glue. This stuff here, you can buy this at hardware store or online. Okay, Type Bond, and that's for the inside edges, so just so it can stick a little better there. I used 2-inch brad nails, 2-inch 18 gauge. Also, the gun I used is by Wen. This is a really nice gun that I got on Amazon. Okay, the brand is Wen. And all you need is a little compressor. Those are the brad nails I used. They're 2-inch. It's real easy to use this gun. You just take these, they come in a package, throw them in here, and then just this thing just closes just like that. Really easy to use. Good nailer. I'll put this in the description if anybody needs one. I'll put where I bought it. And same with the glue and everything that you need to get this job done. But yeah, it's a little bit tough. You got to make sure the angle is correct when you install it. This thing goes down 3 inches, and then at the ceiling it's 2 inches. So you want to mark 2 inches with from your corner here, 2 inches up, or like from here. So you're going to take here and you're going to mark out 2 inches, put a line here, and 3 inches down and put a line. And then when you put it up, you want to kind of use that as a reference. You want to have it kind of in that area, because if you have it too low or too high, this next piece is not going to line up correctly in your miter cut right here. It's going to be way off. Ask me how I know. Trial and error on the other side. My wife was holding up that side. I was holding this side. She was way up, and I was where I was supposed to be. So when I got to the other side of my cut, there was no way the miter wanted to get to line up, so I had to rip half of it off, cut the brad nails with I think I use snips over there to cut the brad nails off, and then hit the other ones in that were in the wall that didn't come out, and then I had to reposition that up where it was supposed to be, and yeah, and then it turned out okay. So it was not like something that was a major deal, but I had to redo it. And then spackling, you're going to want to use some Drydex spackling here. And this stuff is good for filling in your brad nail holes. If you didn't hit the holes in far enough, what you want to use is a little punch. Okay, punch those brad nails in all the way so it's deep enough to add some of this with your finger. I'll just dip your finger in there and just find the little hole and rub it over. I just actually put some on about 30-40 minutes ago, and I'll show you what it looks like. See that? Okay, but this stuff is real easy to sand. I mean, you could just rub it with your finger, it'll come right off. So it won't take much to sand this. Maybe with 320 grit sandpaper, and that'll come right off nice and clean. And this thing will be ready for. It's already been primered, so all I have to do is put paint. I'm going to be using probably white paint on this, and probably go semi-gloss. Yeah, and I'm waiting for some CA glue that I just ordered online, because this is going to be more than it's going to be like 2 sections that have to come together. I'm going to have to use a scaft cut. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I'm going to have to put, there's going to be 2 seams, and the CA glue is what I'm going to be using that. This wood glue takes too long to dry. This is fine for inside here, when you're putting up one piece, just to put some on there and then nail it up. But I won't use this for putting pieces together, because I just think you'd have to clamp it and wait a whole day for it to dry. So I'm just going to wait for the CA glue And yeah, so I'll finish up this side here, one piece here, a little corner piece there, and one piece there, and then stop till I get the CA glue, and then I'll go and glue my, because they're 10 footers, and this is like 20 something feet long right here. And this one's like, I don't remember, 17, 18, 19 or something like that. So these two will be the last install pieces. And then I should be done. I'll take a video of it when I'm finished. It does transform it. I mean, we have these ugly oak cabinets, very outdated, that I'm going to be painting or staining a different color. And so I'll be making a video on that soon as well.